Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. I'm going to do a spread today and find out, does Harry have any redeemable qualities left? Does Harry have any redeemable qualities left? That's what everybody wants to know. I mean, seriously. Is there anything good left in there, or is he just completely so transformed that there's no way back? Is there even a way back? So let's find out. If it shows up in the cards, is there any redeemable qualities left in Harry? So the very first two cards, I'm going to take that as the signifier, as the main, the main present moment. The present moment, this is Harry's card, the Hermit card. That is Harry's birth chart card. So that is Harry going inward. So he does have the ability to go inward. So that's good. Also, he is looking to see what the fork in the road is with the Two of Wands, where he can go next, what he can do. He's looking out at the world. So I would say, being the fork on the road, he feels like he's looking out for the world. He is going inward. So for starters, I would say, actually, yes, I'm kind of surprised, actually. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. What is his biggest challenge? What is his biggest challenge? Well, that was too fast. What is Harry's biggest challenge? Biggest challenge. His biggest challenge is being able to be grateful for anything given to him. For starters, that guy's just sitting there unhappy, discontented, checks out, isn't thrilled with what's been given. So he has emotional issues of being happy with what's been given. I think that's always been his problem. It's that golden spoon in the mouth and being petulant. So that is Harry. Harry has a problem with that. He also has a problem. The biggest challenge is to not get busted in his lies. The Seven of Swords in reverse. The upright is the Thief card and the Liar card. This is someone you cannot trust. So that is another challenge for him, is to stop lying. He really struggles with not being a little liar. So I guess lying has been a problem for him. He hasn't been super honest in his lifetime. So this is not something new, apparently. So that is his challenging position. The next card we have here is going to be the focus. What's his focus? What's his current focus? His current focus has been on the Four of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse position. So that would say that is to not appear greedy, because he hasn't made the money yet. It is the greed card, but I feel he wants to give the illusion that he's not greedy. He's not struggling to make this money with the Four of Pentacles. It's also his challenging position, and his focus would be also in trying to deal with the lack of mental stability. He doesn't have stability. He's not a stable individual. His Pentacles, his stability is in reverse here. Pentacles is your energy, and his energy is kind of low vibe, and it's not stable. He hits rock bottom all the time. He tends to be very selfish and greedy, and this person has a feeling of protection, but they do have an incapacity to share. I would say he can share, but he has that poverty mindset. So he's got to work on that, work on his poverty mindset. So that is his focus right now, is the poverty mindset with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It's also the fear of bankruptcy and feeling very vulnerable. So right now he is feeling that, because he does have that focus of trying to make the money. He's been unable to do it. So this is his focus right now, is trying not to let people know, trying to keep it in hiding. He doesn't want people to know he's vulnerable. He doesn't want people to know that they really have an incapacity to share. And there's a sense of possession with them. And this is the selfish card. They call this this is sort of the selfish miser. Someone who's incredibly selfish. So his focus is on himself. He's a very selfish individual. I'm going to take these next ones here for the next positions. So the next position here is here. Oop, I just lay these out and make it easier on myself. Okay, so the distant past position, which helps with this card here, is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So the past influences, which predict and help with the future, is this Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm going to say with the Queen of Cups in reverse, it's probably because he lost his mother. He lost her love, and that has been a major scarring point. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't think this is Markle whatsoever. This is a childhood situation. And so then he had no choice for his near future was to decide where he wanted to go. This is going to new land. This is the new land card. Make a decision. Take off the blindfold and decide. The Two of Swords really is about possibly even leaving with the duality, deciding if you want the duality or not. So this is why he always wanted to leave. That's why we got that rumor that this was partially Harry's idea. It was Harry. Harry always wanted this. Harry did what Harry wanted. But yet he likes to say Meghan gets what Meghan wants. And that's because that's his saying for himself. The hidden energy is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So he's always felt that he was in bad luck and he needed to break cycles. That he didn't like his karma. He didn't like the luck and the destiny that was given to him. He didn't like being a royal. He wanted to change it. He wanted a new cycle. And he always felt that he had to break that cycle, and that's why it's in reverse. He wanted to break the cycle of being a royal. He decided to go to new land, go down a different road, take a different crossroad, and that's what he did. He took a different crossroad because of the loss of his mother. So no secret here. This is pretty standard information that we all know about him. Definitely no secret here. This is just a repeat, actually. I'm going to take from this finishing deck here. For the 7th position is the decision in the relationship, is the Queen of Wands. I feel on a high vibe level that this is not Markle. She is not the Queen of Wands. I feel for his life path, he wants to follow his mom's path. This is, once again, this is his mother and her energy, her high vibe energy, the business that she did, what she tended to. He wants to tend to the idealistic energy that she had, her wand energy, and I think he is trying to recreate her wand energy. So that's the way it's feeling by the spread. It just really feels that way. The next card here I have here is the Lovers in reverse. That is duality in reverse. It's the environmental factor, what's pressuring him. The Lovers in reverse. This could be, the partnership, the duality with his mom was taken away prematurely, and so that's what the environmental factor was that affected him as to who and what he is today. So this is screaming BPD to me, to be quite frank, borderline personality disorder. Here we go. So we have here the inner emotions, hopes, and fears is partnerships, skill, mastery, skill, developing mastery and skill, to live in his mother's dream and to fulfill. And I think he feels truly that he is fulfilling her undone tasks at hand and kind of live her legacy is what he is truly trying to do here with teamwork expansion, because that duality was broken up and taken apart when she passed away. And he lost her. That's just how I feel with this card, is he lost her. He lost her love. He needed her. He needed that constant emotional reassurance from her. And she was no longer there to nurture and lead him. And so then it went into reverse, and the duality went into reverse. Being able to sort of feel that connection was lost. So he wants to relive her life since she cannot do it. So this really is just pretty standard. I mean, this is really basic information here. And then we have here, the nostalgia card in reverse. Not wanting to miss out on what he walked away from, not feeling it, not caring. Upright, this is the nostalgia card, thinking about your family, thinking about your friends, giving sort of this person's giving kindness to another individual. That could be like the royals with the palace in the background, doing royal duties. He doesn't want to do it. He wants to march to his own wand. He wants to light his own wand and be like his mother, like the way she was towards the end of her life. She lit her own wand and called the shots on her own. So he's mirroring his mother. He's literally mirroring his mother. Yes, he does have redeemable qualities because he does want to mirror her, but the fact that he's with Markle is the reason why it's not going well, because she's the one calling the shots. He's not, and he's marrying her now. He's truly not marrying his mother. He's marrying someone who's pretending to be like his mother. And so that's why it's going so badly. That's my personal opinion. And he did want out. He never wanted to stay with this Two of Swords. He's always been a greedy miser. He's never been very good with sharing. He's not a very giving individual. It was in reverse, so I'll turn that. But it was in reverse, so it's not going well. It's going miserable because of the connection with Markle. And he does go inward. He's able to look at himself and try and hopefully light a path and decide where to go. But his challenging is to stop lying, not get busted in his lies, and be grateful for whatever he's given. And he has a hard time with that. At the bottom of the deck, as far as him being redeemable qualities, he is not currently suffering from the heartache, pain, and suffering that he caused. This is with the Three of Swords in the reverse position. Basically is apologies and healing. So he didn't feel, he knows what he did. He knows what he did, but he knows he's got to apologize, and he knows he needs healing. I think the fact that he's so selfish energetically, I don't think he truly feels it. I think it would be a rather shallow apology. I just feel it would be rather shallow, just for his own security's sake right now, because he's still too immature and he lies. So I think it would be kind of a shallow apology, quite frankly. I would hope that it wouldn't be, but I think it would be. Then we also have here, come in as the Knight of Cups and just do it. You know, put your heart on your sleeve and go by your feelings and try to tap into that, whatever's left there, whatever goodness he has left, use it to his advantage for an apology, because we got the Three of Swords in reverse, which is apology. He knows what he did. He knows he's scarred and he maimed everybody's heart in the family. And so he does think about that. I think that's why we have this Hermit card. He thinks about that. He knows what he needs to do. So will he is another ball game. You know, we've got Markle. That's part of the dynamic holding him back. The reason why he hasn't done any of this is because of her. She completely holds him back. But he is definitely trying to relive his mother's legacy. It definitely shows in the cards, no doubt, 100%. Let's find out what else? How is Eugenie's relationship with them? How is that? Maybe that's the only tie he has left that one last thread that can get him back to do that apology and get some healing. So let's get some cards on Harry and Eugenie. 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 Please be clear. Harry and Eugenie. Harry and Eugenie. Harry and Eugenie. Very first card. Ooh, he's got the liar card. So I would say Harry's lying to her. He's not being straight with her. He's lying to her. So he's lying to her about probably what he's up to. In all honesty, he lies to her on a frequent basis. And we have here the challenging position is the Queen of Cups. So that very well would be him discussing his mother, the pain of his mother. So that's kind of the bond there. But he lies. He lies about his dealings and his emotions, most likely. So that is his challenging position in going back. And then we have here the King of Swords as his focus. His focus is to shut out his father, I would say, not talk to his father. This doesn't have anything to do with Eugenie, but I think this is him wanting to shut out dear old dad. Shut out dear old dad. That's part of his focus there. Can't communicate. Doesn't want the intellect, doesn't want the advice. Unwanted advice is the way he's going to see it. And he thinks that he's going to be too cruel and calculated and cutting towards him. And he, quite frankly, can't handle it. And then he's just going to go to lying when he can't handle the intellect over emotions, because he's going to be held accountable for his lies. And then he's going to go right to his childhood wound, which is his mother, as a fallback. Well, I'm hurt, I'm scarred because of mommy's gone. So it's that mommy card that he likes to play. So I'm waiting to see about some Eugenie here. And so far I'm not seeing Eugenie, but we will see about the connection with Eugenie. And then the Next card here, we have here the Hierophant. I have the Five of Wands in reverse and the High Priestess. So the hidden energy here is Queen Elizabeth. So I'm not getting Eugenie, but that's probably what she talks about with him. This is probably what they do talk about. This is probably what the conversation is he does talk about, he knows he's a liar over his love of his mother, using her as a tool, as a weapon. And here we have Queen Elizabeth. This is where Eugenie could come in. She is connected to the family still. She is that connection, that link, that is that hidden energy that he keeps from possibly Markle. He probably talks to her way more than what Markle's aware of. And it's hidden energy. So I would say that he keeps that from Markle, and because the past influences there was nothing but challenges. When he did, it felt too competitive with Markle. Markle felt ignored. Markle didn't want him to be in connection, the typical narc game, twist, pull, black, white, push-pull relationship. She wants to be in full control. You can't do that. You cannot battle it out with them. You got to come through me first. Everything goes through her. So that, once again, I don't think he wants her to know that they playfully banter, that they exchange ideas. This is not so much a battling card, but an exchanging of business ideas, because it is wands. It can be filled with lots of information in this card. It's not just strictly challenges. It is definitely exchanging ideas of how to resolve things in a semi-playful, rough way, kind of brutal, a little bit brutal, but not totally fighting like is in Swords. So it's not as challenging as it appears. And he would like to remove that from his life. So he cannot handle intellect. I don't think he can handle an intellectual conversation coming from a superior. He just wants to shut him down. Then we have here the High Priestess. I would say Eugenie gives him a sense of, keeps the secrets. The High Priestess keeps the secrets. So I would say Eugenie keeps the secrets about the lies. He has probably opened up about his lies to her. That's where part of the relationship is. She still apparently accepts him. And that's been kind of a challenge, but he's not challenged with her because he opens up to her. So he opens up to her. She keeps the secrets about his mother, his feelings about his mother's lies, about his feelings about the royal family, and his feelings about shutting his father out, and feeling shut out by his father as well. Here we have the decision within the relationship between Eugenie and Harry is Two of Swords in reverse. So I would say he knows there's no fork in the road going back. Maybe he gets that from her. It doesn't look good, Harry. There's no way back here. There's no fork in the road for you. You can't come back anymore. It's too emotional. She's sitting in water, and we're drained. It's been drained. I don't think there's a road back anymore, Harry. So that's part of the communication I feel that she does say to him. That might be why he hasn't had the backbone to go back, because Eugenie tells him there's nothing to come back to at this point. You've overstepped way too much. So this is with the Two of Swords in the reverse. This is about, confusion. It is about making compromises. So now he has to compromise what he's going to do with his life. And because of the cruelty of the sword being down and the cruelty that he has shown, there's no compromises left. He's got to compromise for himself to decide what he's going to do. That blindfold is off, and he now has clarity. Then we have here, with the environmental factor, what pressures in terms with Eugenie and him is the cups here. This is emotional fulfillment. This is someone who is quite satisfied, and so this is the environmental factor. She tells him, try to find happiness, try to be happy where you're at. Wherever you plant yourself, try and find your joy and find your emotional fulfillment. And I think that's basically what this card is saying here, is just whatever you do, wherever you are, find emotional fulfillment, because you didn't find it with us. You didn't want to be with us. You didn't want it. Find your emotional fulfillment, Harry. So that's kind of what this relationship is. I think she gives him some advice, which is good that he has a different voice other than Markle. And she does keep his secrets. She does keep those secrets from the family. and the challenges that he has. She won't share or reveal them. And then we have here also the inner emotions, hopes, and fears is the Empress. So he shares and talks about, she talks about her children. She's a mother now. So she talks about being a mother, and she might quite possibly communicate with Markle about motherhood. And that's why we see this. So this is a hope and fear that she can help guide Markle in motherhood, I feel. And so that's part of the connection, is she can give them a little bit of motherly kind of, we're both going through this parenting phase together. And so I think that's why that is there, is that there's that whole parenting chit chat going on about taking care of children and in the stages, and just the fun and joy of the conversations of the first steps, the new everything that they do for the first time, they talk about. And so that's kind of a joyous part of the communication that they have. That's the joyous end of it, as well as her telling him, find your joy wherever you plant yourself. And then we have here the X is 11 of Wands. 11, I had to remember what this one, 11 of Wands. 11 of, excuse me, wow, no 11 of Wands, geez. This has got to be 9 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 of Wands. Geez, I'm losing my mind here. 9 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse is surrender and feeling defeated. So, and weak boundaries. So she knows he's feeling weak boundaries. Can't believe I just did that. Weak boundaries. He's not that soldier. He's not being able to hang on very good. He's having a rough time here. And so the fact that it's in reverse, this is kind of like feeling like you're in prison too. So he does feel a little bit like he's been in prison and he's released himself, apparently, and now he's free and he doesn't have to have super high boundaries anymore. He's released himself, and she talks to him about that, about you're free now. This is what you always wanted. You're free. Unbelievable. So yeah, he really always wanted out. He always wanted out. And you are out, so make the best of it, is what she tells him. Yeah, and that's the communication. I guess she's not judging him harshly and shaming and guilting him for doing so. She's just a good listening ear about his insecurities, and then talk about parenting. And so that's really it. It's pretty basic. And then we have here the Page of Cups in reverse. So with the Page of Cups in reverse, this is unhappy news. She gives him the unhappy news. He shares his unhappy news with her, and vice versa. The sensitivity, super sensitive in this position, and not having the ability to figure out what to do next, because it's a very immature energy, especially in the reverse. It's even more immature when it's in reverse. It's really immature under age 22 in this position. Now when you flip it and it's in the reverse position, now you've got a really insecure, very immature individual who doesn't feel loved, doesn't feel the messages of love from other people, isn't feeling happy, isn't happy in the relationships, the new projects. He's not happy with the projects and everything that's going on. He fakes it. He fakes his confidence. He fakes his feeling of success. He fakes all of that. He does not feel that, and he shares that. He shares that misery with her, and she doesn't judge him for it. She just doesn't. She's a good listening ear, I feel. And then in the center of the deck, what I have here, I have two centers of the decks. I have here the 10 of Swords in the reverse position. So with the 10 of Swords in the reverse, this is someone who's in recovery mode from stabbing backs and all, and feeling like he's in recovery mode. So he probably realizes he stabbed everyone's backs and now they are in recovery. But he also probably feels stabbed in the back himself, because he is that victim mindset that we got. So I'd say on both sides of the fence, people feel stabbed in the back, and now they're in kind of trying to heal from this. So yeah, it's pretty sad. So it is a blow to the ego in this position. It is about forgiveness and trying to recover. So yeah, and so there's that side of the center of the deck, and the other side of the center of the deck was this person decided to leave. This was after he left, after he got up and left. People are finally starting to come to that healing mode. It does take time. It could take over a year after the denial, you know, the shock. You know, there's that whole stages of grief. You know, the first there's that, you know, shock, then denial, then, you know, you try to, you know, work it out. You know, so there is this whole like 5-6 stages of grief. And so now they're at that healing stage after the departure here. Is what this is saying. Is she tells him everyone's healing from your departure now. They're at that healing phase. They're not at that phase where they want to bargain with you. There's that bargaining phase after the shock. There's bargaining, then there's anger, and then there's depression. I mean, the last stage is acceptance, and so it looks like they're coming to the stage of acceptance. That final stage of bereavement, basically. Is what this is saying. And she's really just a kind person who's a good listening ear for him. She's a very good cousin, I would say. So she's a pretty nice gal, I would say. Putting up with Harry, she has to be. So she still sees the good in him. She cares about him, and she's not willing to let go of him, it looks like. And it looks like she is willing to even be so kind to chat it up with Markle about motherhood. And show kindness to her. So she's a pretty high vibe individual, it sounds like, just by the cards alone. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.